Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Bouncing Back with Brighton. In today's episode, we have the final game of the season. We are going to be facing Lyon in the Europa League final. The Premier League season has been concluded. Let's go see how it finished. So after the victory against Young Boys, we then faced Cardiff City away from home. Rodrigo Marquez got a double in this game to give us the 2-1 victory. And after that result against Cardiff, we were guaranteed Champions League football, which meant this game against Manchester United did not matter. But even if it did, we absolutely smashed them 3-0. Not convincingly, mind you. Match stats wise, we were definitely less favoured than they were in terms of opportunities and chances created. But Mbalo got the goal, Benoit Badiashile got a goal, and Alexis McAllister. I actually rotated the side, not quite heavily, but I would say maybe 4 or 5 players were second choice. So to do that to Manchester United after rotating is absolutely fantastic. And this is how the Premier League table has finished. We did finish second place, 3 points behind Liverpool, who finished as champions, which is absolutely fantastic. Finishing 3 points behind first position puts us in a really great spot going into next season. But there could be some difficulties with that. I'll talk about that after the Lyon game. Joint on points with Manchester City in third. We ended up finishing 9 points clear of 5th place Man United, which is fantastic. Rodrigo Marquez did end up getting top goal scorer, but Champions League football coming to Brighton next season. But I still wouldn't mind getting the Europa League title under our belt. This is how we're going to line up for today's game against Lyon. Butland in goal, Tavares, Nathan Wood, Suter and Carlos Julio complete our defence. Bentieb, Aquino, Yaros, Gravenberch, Jeremy Doku in our midfield with Rodrigo Marquez leading the line. Alvarado is unfortunately still injured, so he's not going to be available for today's game. Marco Bulat can feel a little bit aggrieved at not getting the start today. He's been absolutely fantastic when he's been coming on in place of Aquino when we've been rotating sides and stuff. But Badiashile as well, he could be another one who could quite easily go in there, probably over Nathan Wood. But this is how we're going to line up. So let's get into our Europa League final. Our first European final in charge of Lyon. Now, they line up with a 4-2-3-1. Any crazy players? Obviously, all the players that are at Lyon already, the likes of Furla and Mendy, likes of Aouar and Ndombele, they are absolutely fantastic. Fekir is great. I don't know how Maxwell Cornet develops. He's okay, I guess, not fantastic. Traore, again, probably similar sort of level to Cornet. And then Dembele as well, up front, is obviously a great player. Would you say they're better than us, though? I don't think I would say they're better than us. Thiago Maia playing in centre defence. That's not exactly ideal. You don't want him playing there. We, of course, signed Badiashile from them, who would definitely get into the starting lineup here. Dubois, right back, is he any good? He's not really that great, is he? I mean, listen, they absolutely smashed Barcelona, so to say anything other than this is going to be an incredibly difficult game will probably be lying. Lucas, why are you not playing Lucas Toussaint? That is absolutely crazy. He's an unbelievable defensive midfielder. But anyway, let's get into the kickoff. So we take the kickoff. We are shooting from left to right in the first half. Obviously, now that we're guaranteed Champions League football, this game doesn't have the same sort of weight to it as it would have if we had finished 5th. But again, a European final, we shouldn't need Champions League qualification as the main carrot in front of our face. We should be able to G ourselves up, get motivated, and hopefully the boys can perform today as Yaros comes down the right hand side, finds Doku on the left hand side, great switch of play, goes for goal when he probably should have switched it, and Lopez gathers it comfortably. Another highlight now, Carlos Julio with a throw in deep, and of course he gives the ball away, and Dembele brings it down after a decent clearance. If they switch the player, we are absolutely knackered. Bentieb though gets back. He is a fantastic player, Bentieb. I absolutely love him. Marquez comes out from the central position down the right hand side and finds Yaros, who, oh please, Carlos Julio was there. What's he got? Oh, he gets dispossessed. And Traore with an absolutely fantastic pass to Dembele up top. It means they can switch the player so fast. Please, offside. Offside. Yes, he's offside. I knew it. I did. Another highlight now and another throw in. Tavares finds Gravenberch this time and Yaros brings it under control. Back to Gravenberch. Switch play. I love that first time. Pass to Julio on the left hand side. Marquez is there. Hits the bar and it goes just over. Another highlight now and Yaros coming down the right hand side once again. Switches the play. Doku in the box and Lopez with a great save. We've both had really good opportunities now. And the fact that this is 0-0 is a little bit surprising as Yaros takes the corner. We get our header at first, and I think it was Marquez. Goes close, but Lopez once again with another save. And there we are, half-time, Brighton 0, Lyon 0. We have definitely been the better of the two sides, although I would say that offside goal that they had was a better opportunity than any goals any attempts that we've had. So you can probably justify 0-0 here, but with the way we're performing, I would expect to get the win. Come on, please. As you can see here, Anthony Lopez is having a great game for Lyon in the in goal. In terms of changes for us, we're going to get Jeremy Doku off. We'll bring in Mbalo. He can play on the left-hand side as a winger, so he has that versatility in him, so we'll take advantage of it. With 10 minutes to go, do we make another change? Nathan Wood off for Badia Shale against his former side. We just don't want any injuries. Not that injuries will particularly matter, just I'd rather they didn't happen, particularly the likes of Nathan Wood. Another highlight now, and it's us once again. With only 2 minutes remaining of normal time, the second half has went by very, very quickly. And Mbalo gets the ball in Yaros. What a strike that was. And Anthony Lopez once again with a big save, keeping Lyon in it. How he's only on a 7.3, I will never ever know. And despite completely dominating this game, we are going to extra time. Extra time is not a fun time for anybody. Let's make our final subs. I don't want to take off Gravenberch, he's too good. Bentley Ebb can come off. We'll bring on Tudor Baluta in his place. He's not like for like, but he's not too bad. He's not a massive downgrade or anything. And the first half of extra time is going by just as quickly as the second half of regular time, unless Gravenberch. Is that another big save by Lopez? I think it is. A 7.4. He should be on a friggin' 9. We are going to lose this match. I am telling you, boys, now we are going to lose this match on penalties. I can feel it. It's in my bones. Hopefully we get the penalties now I've said that and they don't just score. Oh, no. No. Oh, we can't make the fourth sub. Thank God for that. Marco Burlat on for Gravenberch in the attacking midfield role. Come on, lads. Please, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. I don't really want to go attacking either because I just know what that ends up spelling. And I'm counter-attacking. But this is going to penalties. Look at the state of our penalty takers. Now listen. Auto pick and let's go. We'll watch it. We'll watch it properly. Haller steps up first for Lyon. Jack Butland, you are a god, my son. Marquez steps up for us. Come on, Marquez. Make the advantage count. Oh my god, Lopez. Lopez is going to be the bane of my existence. Dembele steps up for Lyon. Please, Butland, can you do it again? Nobody's saving that penalty. I don't blame you, Butland. Step down. Sutar. Sutar's our second choice. Sutar, please. Please score. Oh my god. Anthony Lopez. I'm going to kill him. Anthony Lopez. Come on, Butland, we need you. No, it's not happening. I tell you. I told you this was happening. Aquino steps up. Come on, mate. Can you do it? You can. At least somebody can score a penalty on our team. Just not our main one. I can't believe Marquez missed. Traore steps up for Lyon. Oh, Poland, man. Please. Please, come on. Mbalo's running up for us. If we miss, I think that's us, isn't it? Come on, Mbalo, please. Keep us in this game. Oh, my God. And there we are. Anthony Lopez saved 3 of the 4 penalties. And God knows how many opportunities during normal time and extra time. And we've lost the Europa League final to Anthony Lopez. It wasn't a Lyon. It was to Anthony Lopez. Look at their match stats. Look at them. Look at the opportunities we had. That is unbelievable. Neither one do they beat Barcelona. They've got all the luck in the world. And there we have it, lads. What a disappointing way to end the season. Thank God Champions League football didn't rely on that, because I would have been raging at the state of that game. That was unbelievable. But it's not the end of the world. Come on, it's the Europa League. And this is one of the key things I was talking about for next season. One of the reasons why I really would have liked to have won that is our finances. Honestly, they are so poor. I mean, obviously you're seeing £51 million in the balance there. But all season, all season we have just been trickling money, losing money every single month. They even took down our transfer revenue down to 35% available for transfers as well. So we really need to sort out the financial situation at Brighton, whether that's looking to increase our revenue through the only thing I can control really is start requesting to see if they could either up the stadium capacity, if that's an area where we could actually feasibly do it, or potentially getting affiliate clubs with teams from foreign countries who could raise our commercial profile. That's pretty much the only way I can control that, as well as knocking down the wage budget as much as possible. But as you can see, I'm only spending 1.2 of a 1.5 million pound wage budget, and I've got a title challenging team now to start our finance. So the only other way, which is the way I'm probably going to have to do, is to look to sell players on, and make big money in terms of transfer revenue going in and out. Because for the past few seasons, I have been spending big, and I'm selling quite a decent amount. Edson Alvarez sell for 35 million, 68 million pounds sold, and 130 million pounds spent this season. The season prior, 34 and 68. The season prior was 100. That was the season where we got relegated. 167 million pound brought in. So we might have to start flipping it on its head and looking to sell maybe some of our first team players for big bucks, and then just replacing them with younger, cheaper options. Who that would be, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens during the summer transfer window. In terms of the teams itself, I'm quite happy with the composition of it. I'm quite happy with the tactic as well. I don't think that really needs too much work going forward, apart from personal instructions depending on the player. Goalkeeper is obviously a place I would like to improve. It's probably our weakest area in terms of star rating now. But Jack Butland has been fantastic for us, and it's not a key area for me. I'm not going to go and spend big on a goalkeeper whilst I've still got Jack Butland. In terms of some of the other players, how they've performed, what I'm thinking of them. Nathan Wood was a new signing during the January transfer window. He's still got plenty of games ahead of him, a lot of room to grow. I might end up forcing him in as one of our first choice centre-halves, probably alongside Badia Shale, and maybe Sutar's one of the ones who might be sacrificed to the money-making gods. Badia Shale, he came in for a big fee, I think it was 30 odd million, and then he picked up a 2-month injury around that just after January, so he's missed pretty much the entirety of the second half of the season. But I'm hoping for a big season from him next season. £36.5 million. He played incredibly well when he did get game time, so that is always a good positive sign. In terms of anybody else, Thomas Tavares, he's obviously going to be our right back for a very long time, I would think, unless a big offer comes in. He's got an £82 million release fee. That's the only price he's getting sold at, and I probably will look to renew his contract either this summer or during next season. So we'll see if any of the big teams have got the cojones to bid that sort of offer. Sergio Reguilón might be one who gets the sacrifices valued at 24 million. He's on 63 grand a week. I think I've got players coming back from loan who could quite easily fill the backup spot at left back, so I wouldn't expect to see him here next season. Carlos Julio has been fantastic. He's developing really nicely. I want to say that pace rise to 14, and then in my eyes his physicals are just pretty spot on. Mentally he's great, and technically he's absolutely fantastic as well. He is wanted, a €20 left back by Liverpool, but valued at 10.5 million. They're not going to offer the sort of money that would actually make... What sort of money would actually make me consider selling Carlos Julio? Probably around 60 million, I think. At that price, I'm thinking, right, okay, maybe we'll just sell him and cash in on him. Marco Boulat, he's found his game time quite limited this season due to the signing of Aquino in the January transfer window. His potential ability has been downgraded as our squad has developed, but he's still a decent player who's got a bit of potential to grow. If an offer was to come in for him, I wouldn't say no. He's not one of me players who I see being part of my final first 11. Bentley Ebb in defensive midfield has just been absolutely wonderful. We signed him this season for 4.6 million, and he's been absolutely great. Doesn't really see it in his average rating in terms of his Premier League performance, but when you see him on the pitch, intercepting, knocking balls about, switching player, he's been absolutely fantastic, and he fits that Segunda Valentia role in the defensive midfield absolutely brilliantly. Aquino was a signing that we weren't planning on making, but I think it was Benfica forced our hand and we had to build that 11.5 million, otherwise he would have ended up signing for them. And he's going to be a world-class centre midfielder. 19 years old, 3.5 star current, 4.5 star potential, plenty of room to grow. His physicals are great, mentally he's great, technically beautiful. I love that 17 passing 17 technique. It's just absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to see how he develops further. Gravenberch, another disappointing season, but that's sort of how it goes in our attacking midfield. I still haven't found the right combination of players to actually make it work there. But he's done well enough, 5 goals and 6 assists, and nearly a 7 rating. But he has developed quite nicely as well, and he's still 4 star current, 5 star potential. He is wanted by Real Madrid, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Spurs and West Brom. Why is West Brom there? West Brom's they're in the Championship. Jesus Christ. But he did have a minimum fee release clause of 79 million, which he now doesn't have. So they're going to have to bid massive money if they want him. Sebastian Yaros, another January transfer signing. He's great on that right hand side. Whether long term he's our main player or not, I don't know. Purely down to him being right footed, and I like playing the inside forward on the right hand side. And with Mbalo now returning, and he did have a couple of good games after his return. Look, in the Premier League, 5 goals and 7 assists. It's just his injury record that's a massive concern. If I show you it here, we signed him when did we sign him? In the summer. So we can ignore that one. So the first one in September, he was out for 4 weeks. Next one, 3 weeks, 2 days, 10 days, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. All this season. And he's not even listed as an injury-prone player, which is just the worst. At least if he was, and you'd sort of understand it. But maybe he's just been incredibly unlucky. But I would like to persist with him some more next season. Rodrigo Marquez is an interesting one. To me, right, his stats aren't that good. His attributes. He's scored 26 goals this season in the Premier League. He's been absolutely unbelievable. And yet I find myself thinking, should I replace this guy? I mean, if I did replace him, it wouldn't be a case of him being sold and replaced. It will be somebody else signed and the two of them battle it out to see who's the first team player. But his mentals are so poor. Like, really poor. He's got, don't get us wrong, he's got them probably in the right places with the anticipation, the off the ball, the decisions. Them are okay. But I don't like the fact he's 10 vision, 10 positioning, 9 teamwork, 7 concentration. It's just a bit poor. In terms of his physicals and his technicals, that's fine. But maybe he will develop more. And as he grows older, he gets his mental game in check. So at 20 years old, he's got plenty of time. So I need to stop being so harsh. He's been unbelievable. 44 goals in 53 games for a player who was signed for £8.5 million. That's absolutely great stuff. And he solved a problem that we had where our strikers weren't getting involved enough in the game. And he does that. So I need to bear that in mind. Jeremy Doku, another one on the left-hand side, has been wanted all season by the biggest stars. Man United and Barca are currently interested. He did have a £62 million fee release clause, which we have now negotiated out of his contract. So if he is to leave, I wouldn't actually mind him leaving, honestly. I know that's a bit silly, considering how good he is. But with Alvarado, with Sebastian Yaros, with Mbalo, and we could easily replace him, I think. If he did leave, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I'm not actively looking to sell him. And finally, Alan Ramoli, he's found his game time so limited since Rodrigo Marquez came in. He was there for the first season, played okay for us in our first season in the Premier League, but this season, I mean, most of his appearances are off the bench, so you can sort of ignore the average rating, but he has been poor when he actually has got the game time. So there we are. In terms of the summer, I'm not actively looking for anything. Honestly, anything. I am looking to make a profit though, because financially, that's the only thing that can start to hamper us if our finances become that big of an issue that then we are forced to sell players. You know, I really want to jump ahead of the gun, look to potentially increase our stadium capacity, look to get another affiliate. I've already got one from a foreign nation. I think it was in South Korea, I think. So I look to get another one of them. Look to potentially reduce our wage budget by selling the likes of Rosiliano and promoting from some of our youngsters who are returning from loan. That's what we'll talk about, actually. We'll have a look at some of the loan players who are coming in. Abilio Neves is the one I'm talking about. He's probably better than Carlos Julio, honestly. Maybe not, but he's had a good season in Portugal. He will return to the first team squad and he will replace Rosilion in there. He looks absolutely fantastic and he's still got room to grow as well. Anyone else who could potentially make it into the first team squad, Victor Meyer, you know, he's had a fantastic season. ever since he went out on loan. And he could be the kind of person who we'll bring in, we'll sell Alan Romoli and he can be the backup striker. But that's not actually who I want though. It's Jason Price. Where is he? So he's went out on loan to League One. He's been banging goals in for QPR in League One. He's still only 2-star, but he's still a 5-star potential. And potentially we could sell Romoli, bring this guy in and just give him as much game time as possible. Or maybe the better option will be to loan him out to the Championship and see how he performs there next season, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. The last one I want to talk about particularly is Mike Lacey. He came in our first youth development as a 5-star player. He's just not blooming. I think I need to get him out of the Championship, honestly. He went out on loan at the Championship to Birmingham, didn't get enough game time for me. And that was after recalling him from his Blackburn loan spell as well, because he wasn't getting the game time. I think he needs to spend a season in League One, honestly. But no League One teams were coming in for him, so I couldn't. But I think that's the plan with him as well. A lot of these players, you might see them in the first team squad, you probably won't though. They'll probably be loaned back out once again as our loan farm continues. We do have a couple of signings already guaranteed for the summer, but I'll show you them in the next episode. But that's going to be enough for me before my voice completely goes. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you are enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.